Hi, I'm doing this as a quick vlog clip. We are opening this vlog. It is the bank holiday weekend. I have no plans. I have no money because it's payday on Wednesday. So I decided I was going to do a bit of a reading vlog. So I'm going to try and read as much as I can. There's two books that I kind of want to read at the moment. I am currently reading How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying, which I'm really enjoying, about 10% into that. Really enjoying that. And then I have Long Live Evil, which I also want to read. So those are my plans. I also have a few different ones. I really don't know what I want to read, which is the issue. Those are the two are kind of sticking out to me at the moment because I'm writing a villainy story type thing. And so I was like, oh, read what you want to write. Comp titles are always a good idea to have. And you can kind of see how other people have done it. And yeah, so that's the plan at the moment. I will check back in with you later on. It is Saturday, so we've got a long time to read. Hi guys, we're in a new position. This is my desk. I got this not long ago. Becca helped me put it up when she was up, and I sit here quite often now. Even if I'm just chilling, I will sit here. I'm trying to kind of like write more and things like that. So like, yeah, I have an update. I finished How to Become the Dark Lord or Die Trying. I wasn't as blown away by it as I thought I would be. It was good. I gave it 3 stars, but there was just something missing from it. I really liked the humour of it. I thought it was really, really funny. I really enjoyed the romance. The romance I thought was a really, really good addition to the world. I enjoyed parts of it, but I just felt as if there were certain things that I just wanted more from it. I also have like a little, like there was a few things that I just didn't love about how the story was told, and there was a few things that I didn't love with how the book was set up and how it delivered. There was a few things. It happens. I think writing this type of book, if you don't know what this book is about, it's about a girl from Earth who has been teleported into a fantasy world and told, you are the savior of us, please help us to kill the Dark Lord and stop everything that's going on. And she has lived thousands of years, or 1,000 years, maybe more, she doesn't entirely know, trying to fix the world and trying to defeat the Dark Lord and bring peace to the land. And at this point, she's died so many times that she just goes, do you know what? No, we're not doing this. And then sets out to become the Dark Lord. And I think that like, it's always a little bit of a dangerous game to play when you are doing the kind of pull a character from our world and put it into their world. I think there were a few things that got me a bit confused in the sense of there's so many references to many things. Now, don't get me wrong, I love a reference, but she says that she doesn't like quite early on, she says she doesn't remember a lot of things because she's been in this world for so long. But there's so many references to our world. And I'm like, well, then if you just didn't make sense to me. But I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was funny. It was silly. It was something that was quick and easy to read. So that was fun. Now, I said I was going to read Long Live Evil. However, I'm not entirely sure where I've put my book. So I don't think I'm going to read that. To be honest, I didn't really want to read that after reading How to Become the Dark Lord, just because my brain is not in that vibe. I kind of want to reread something, but I also kind of don't want to reread something. So I don't know what I'm going to read next. The last time the few times I've done this, I kind of usually set out with a goal and go, I'm going to read this book or I'm going to read that book. And I haven't done that this time, which is probably a bad thing. I have ordered food, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to look around, see what books I've got near me, because I have books all over the place because I have a big house and there's only me. So for some reason I think, oh, I will just put books everywhere. So I'm going to have a look around and see if there's anything that I'm kind of gravitating towards. I feel as if I'm getting a bit slumpy, which is also not great, which is why I'm trying to kind of ward this off by reading books that I'm going to enjoy. But it's not entirely working. Sorry, I'm still looking for books. I am in the middle of reading Tusk Love. That's a reread. I might jump onto that audiobook and just see where I go from where I feel. I do have some crochet I need to do for 2 weeks time. I also have a lot of D&D stuff I need to write because we had an incredible session the other day and I'm going to talk about it. We had a session where my level 8 characters, my level 8 players, they had just done this incredible thing, and then it was like, hey, we're swooping to this side of it, and yes, you did this incredible thing, but now you're in danger, roll initiative. And they got to fight the big bad, and the big bad was very powerful, and it was kind of like hey, this is what the potential is. If you guys go into this now, please don't do this. And it was a fake out, it wasn't real, it was a dream sequence, and it was a lot of fun for me. To be fair, everyone who has been in that session has said that it was such a good session, so I'm really, really excited about that. But after that, one of my players, Riley, they can't make it because they are at work. We have a session for that. Becca wants to go through backstory stuff, so I'm planning to do that on Thursday. Then I've got a session with Riley, which is a one-on-one session because they can't come to the real session. And then we've got the real session that's happening on Sunday. So like, I have a lot that I need to plan, but I think that's probably going to be a Tuesday thing, Tuesday and Wednesday. I've got quite a chill week this week, which I'm really excited about, I'm not going to lie. And I just kind of want to read, and I don't know what I want to read. I kind of want to read romantasy. I'm feeling like that's the vibe I want. The issue is, I don't know what type of romantasy I want to read. So, I'm going to have a look at all my books. I'm going to have a look at all the things. I'm going to have a look to see if I've got any of the Fairyloot romantasy, because I have quite a few of those. Is this a Fairyloot romantasy? That is a Fairyloot romantasy. I'm going to just read some blurbs, see what I'm feeling. Kind of get the vibe. And if not, I will probably just read Tusk Love, and I'm potentially going to do a reread of something, because if I'm feeling this kind of like, I don't know what to read, then maybe it's kind of not about that. Maybe it's something that I need to reread, something that I love. I don't know. We'll see. I'm rambling now. But I didn't want to kind of go, hey, I'm not reading anything or whatever. So yeah, we will see. This bookcase has a little bookshelf here, and I filled all of that with books. I'm very, very happy with it. It's got all my D&D books on and stuff like that. So I have like a few books there, and yeah, I don't know what else to read. I'm trying to figure it out. We shall see. I'll come back to you later when I've decided. Hi guys, it is now Sunday, and we're back at my desk. As you can tell, I really like sitting at my desk at the moment, but it is quite late on Sunday. It is almost 6 o'clock, and I've been doing some crochet. Look at how sparkly this is. I'm making another mini drag queen for one of Phoebe's friends, because she did so much to help Phoebe on the pageant thing, so we were more than happy to help. And she kept on being like, I really, really want one. So I was like, look, I'll make you one. It's absolutely fine. You've helped so much, more than happy to do this. So that's what we're doing at the moment. And due to that, Becca did some sprints. I was on sprints with her for a little while, and I listened to Tusk Love. I had an hour and 45 minutes left of the audiobook, so I finished that. It was a reread, but it was 5 stars. I think it's what I needed. I have realised that I think I needed a bit of a fanfiction day. So after I came off from talking to you guys last time, I was like, oh, what do I read? What do I read? What do I do? And I couldn't think of anything. And everything that I was looking at, I was like, no, I don't want to read that. No, I don't want to read that. And I wanted specific tropes. And what I did was I started crocheting and I watched a bit of Stranger Things, and Stranger Things got me back on my Stranger Things bullshit and I started reading fan fiction. So I had a couple of different fics last night and I had a lot of fun reading them, and then I was like, right, okay, cool. I've kind of scratched that itch a bit. Let's go back to reading. And I finished Tusk Love, so that's the second book that I've read this weekend. And I am now listening to Idle Fire. So Idle Fire was a book that Becca and I were reading for our monthly sapphic book buddy read. And there was a lot going on. My nana had some ailments, we'll say, and there was a lot of other things going on where I just couldn't read it, and Becca finished the book and I didn't, and it's been so long that I've restarted that book and I've started listening to that audiobook whilst I crochet, and to be honest, it's done me the world of good. I have done so much of my crochet and I'm getting there, so I think that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the evening. I do want a book to read whilst I'm in the bath, because I'm going to go have a nice hot bath soon. And I need to figure out what I'm reading for that. I just need like kind of a cool down. I've been talking to my nana and I've been talking to my friend Helen, and I love them both to pieces, but they are very, very chatty. And sometimes as an introverted person, it's quite difficult. I love them both to pieces, but just sometimes it's a lot. Just the type of person I am. So yeah, I have a lot of other things to read and I just need to figure out what I want to read and then jump from there. But at the moment, I'm doing pretty well. And yeah, I don't think there is a lot more to say. I do apologise because I am now just like swirling on a chair. This is why I should never be allowed a chair that moves. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make myself a nice hot chocolate, get myself in the bath, pick a romantic-y. I'm feeling romantic-y vibes. I don't know what I want. This is the issue. This is the issue that I always have. Okay, realistically, what do I want? I want a book that I can read quickly. I may take Dating and Dragons, which is the sequel to Dungeons and Drama. It is a YA, so it's nothing too heavy, but I know when I read Dungeons and Drama, I snapped that book up. That book took me no time to read. So what I might do is I might pick that up and just read that, because I know I can get through that quickly. And preferably I'd like to finish the books on this thing. I think that's a good idea because I don't think that's going to take too much brain space as well. Oh, I want to tell you about something that I've bought. So I entirely blame Becca for this, and she will likely say that it's her fault as well. But there is a Lego set that I have wanted for ages, and it is a Dungeons and Dragons tavern style red dragon thing, and it is the most me thing I've ever seen, and I have wanted it since they announced it. And I just turned around and was like, no, it's too expensive. It's really, really expensive. It's a big, big set. I don't need it. And we were in the Lego store in Disney at over Christmas, obviously. And I saw it multiple times and I was just like, I could buy it here. It's so much cheaper here. I could buy it here, and I didn't. And I was really, really good, mainly because I didn't know how the hell I was going to get it back home. So I didn't buy it. Becca messages me yesterday and says, hey, this is here. Do you like, it's on for like £80, £90 cheaper. Do you want it? And I was like, I can't afford it. No. And a couple of days before, I had a message from Student Finance to say, hey, we think you're owed a refund if you want to check to see that you have a refund. And I was like, might as well. Like, I know it's not going to be that much. It was a lot more than I was expecting. I'm not going to go into how much, but it was a lot more than I was expecting. So when that came through, I was like, This feels like the world saying, buy the Lego. So we bought the Lego. Becca's bought a set for herself and I've bought the Dungeons and Dragons one. So I now have, I have only ever had Lego sets that are about this big, and now I have a big, I think I heard that it was like 3,700 pieces. So it's big. It's gonna be a big job and I'm so excited to undertake it. I will not be taking it on until I move, likely, because I don't want to transport a Lego set unless I just knock it all down and put it into a thing, but that seems like a lot of work. Either way, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm getting the Lego set, so I'm really excited about that. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna go. That was linked because Dungeons and Dragons and Dungeons and Drama or Dating and Dragons. There's so many, like they're too close and thingy. I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna get myself a nice hot bath. I'm gonna make myself a nice hot chocolate. I'm gonna take my book up and I'm gonna sit in the nice hot bath and read, and just zone out a bit. And then tomorrow I will let you know how I get on. I'm really hoping to finish Idlefire tomorrow. It's like 5.5 hours, I think, total at 2.5 speed. And then I've got Dating and Dragons, which is only like that big, and it's a YA, so that's going to take me no time at all. And then yeah, I'll see if I feel like I want to read anything else. So yeah, I think that is it for me for now. I might come back on later if I've done any more crochet or if I've done anything else, and we will see. Hello. It is now Monday, so the book's over there, so we're not going to go grab that. But I didn't read much of Dating and Dragons. I read like a chapter, and I've read that in the last 2 days. I did do a lot of crochet. We now have like an almost finished drag queen. The issue that I have is I only have this much hair, and that's not going to be enough, so I'm kind of taking a bit of a break from that because I know once I do that I'm going to go, oh great, what am I supposed to do with that? And I don't get paid until Wednesday, so I'm likely going to go grab all my stuff on Wednesday so that I've got everything sorted. But yeah, today has been really interesting. I went and put some washing out relatively early, so that all got done. It was boiling when I put it out. And then I've spent most of the day reading Idlefire. So I had read about this much yesterday, and then I finished the rest of it today. This definitely was the book, not the right book for me when I was reading it. I can't remember exactly what happened, but there was like a lot of stuff going on and I just was not ready for it. And I just said to Becca, I was like, hold my hands up, I don't think I can read this. She read it and I left it, but I wanted to read it. I want to read more sapphic books. I want to read more books, and fantasy is always something that I'm really interested in. So I was really curious about what this was going to be like, and I ended up giving it a 4-star. I think there was some really, really interesting perspectives in this. I think that there was some really, really interesting points in it. One thing that I personally didn't love, and this is very, very much a me issue, the author is from Newcastle, and a lot of the stuff that she has written about is very Newcastle based, or like around my area based, and the audio narrator had a northeastern twang, and I struggle with that because it takes me out of it, because I don't want to think about the world here. So it always takes me out of it a little bit when I'm reading a fantasy and it comes up with like Newcastle based things. So I didn't love that. There was also another thing. These are just really minor things. I'm going to start like I'm talking down about them, but they're minor things which bumped it from a 5 to a 4. The second one, and I'm not gonna spoil anything at all. The second thing that I want to talk about is there was a lot of discussions about misogyny and prejudice in this book, and I didn't love that. It was an interesting thing, but that kind of took me out of it. I feel as if there is this argument that we already have all that in this world. Why do we need it in our fantasy books? I do understand that sometimes it does have a place, and I do understand that sometimes we need that because it's bringing up a point about something. I didn't think it did have a place, and it did have a point in this book, personally, absolutely personally. And there was another thing that starts off quite early on, and I'm going to talk about it, not as a spoiler. Is it a spoiler? No, it is a spoiler. But there was a lot of discussion about this curse, and this curse is something that happens to this small town that one of the characters, Kirby, is in. And there's a point where something happens and you realize that people have been not telling Kirby about it, and she finds out that people have been hiding this big thing from her. And as someone who has had a lot of times where someone has tried to not tell me something because they thought they were protecting me, give me the truth, I don't care. I think it's quite disgusting to hide something important from someone. I think it's even more disgusting if you do it in the sense of you think you are protecting someone, or because that's not your decision. And yeah, rubbed me the wrong way, something to do with trauma. But apart from that, I really, really enjoyed it. I think Kirby and Alea were fantastic characters. I think the world was interesting. The magic system was interesting. There was just a few niggly bits that just kind of lowered the tone of the book. It was really, really nice. I did also really appreciate the way the story built and the way the characters grew. It was really nice to see that. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. Kirby's funny as anything. She's just one of those chattery, annoying people that you kind of can't help but love. Alea it's Grumpy Sunshine. It's Grumpy Sunshine, and I kind of loved it. But I just loved everything about it. There was certain things about misogyny and stuff like that I don't want it. I don't want it personally, but yeah, I really enjoyed it and I would recommend it. I do think it's a standalone as well, which I do love. But yeah, so I've read that. I'm hoping to get to read some more of Dating Dragons, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. We have the watch along for The Legend of Vox Machina in like 20 minutes. So I will be watching that because obviously I am. And the only other one that I was potentially going to read, but I don't think I'm going to have time to do it in this kind of time, is I really wanted to start The Raven Scholar, or The Raven Scholars, or something like that. I have heard Sabriel like raving about that book for a while now, and I was really curious. And then I saw a TikTok where someone was like, oh, this starts off with this and then it goes straight into this. I'm living for it. And I was like, oh, interesting. So I'm potentially going to pick that up next because I'm curious. But yeah, I think 3 books so far is pretty good. I've read a good chunk of story this weekend. Just to kind of go over it. I read 352 pages on Saturday. I read 224 pages, sorry, yesterday. And then today I've read like 420 odd pages, which pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with myself. Again, I don't know if I'm gonna have time to read any more, but I'm going to definitely try. And we'll see where we go. Sorry, I'm just kind of moving things. But yeah, I will let you know. I'll probably update tomorrow afterwards just to go over a kind of summary of everything that I've read. Also, can you guys let me know, because I felt like I want to review more books, in the sense of I feel as if I don't do a lot of that. I don't want to give spoilers out, because I feel as if sometimes when you're reviewing a book, you give out spoilers, and I'm very, very sensitive to spoilers. Like there are certain things where if you tell me something, I know what to expect. I don't like knowing that there's cliffhangers. I don't like knowing that there's any like a twist. If you tell me there's a twist, I'm going to be trying to figure it out the entire book, and it just puts me off reading. So I'm very, very wary of reading reviews or watching reviews, because I don't want to spoil that experience for me, which is why I go into a lot of books blind. However, I saw this kind of idea of like the fact that BookTube is no longer reviewing books, and it's more about the spectacle, and it's more about like the vlogs and stuff like that. So I'm trying to kind of articulate my thoughts on books and read a little bit more. I'm trying to figure out how to say it, but like read more thoughtfully and kind of take in the books more than I was before, which is why I'm trying to kind of explain how this book feels and why I liked it and why I didn't, without spoiling things. I also have to be very, very careful, because Becca is editing my vlogs at the moment, and she's editing my videos. So if it's something that she's not read and she wants to read, I can't talk about spoilers, because that's not fair on her. So I'm trying to do spoilers without reviews without spoiling, and I'd like some feedback if you guys like this. But yeah, I'm going to go and potentially get some snacks. I have eaten and I am quite full, but I might see if there's any snacks that I want. And I'm going to go and settle myself down on the sofa, and we're going to watch 3 episodes of The Legend of Vox Machina, and I cannot wait, because we know I love this series. Hi, it is Monday. It is like halfway through the day, and I did not finish Dating and Dragons. We watched The Legend of Vox Machina last night, and it was great. And then after that, I went on a little bit of a mosey down memory lane, because there was a lot of like vibes that I was feeling, and I wanted to be in my feels for Critical Role. So I ended up watching some just compilations and things like that. But I did get a good chunk of this read. I've read up to 66 pages in, so I'm up to chapter 8. It's not like loads, but the book is only like 300 odd pages, so it's like 20%. And it's cute. It's really simple. It's really easy to read, and I'm enjoying it. I also have my cute little like dice let's roll bookmark. That's the word I'm looking for. But yeah, I have read a really substantial amount. I don't have specific stats, but I read like almost 1,000 pages in the past 2 days, because I read 507 pages yesterday. I read 224 pages on Sunday, and I read 352 pages on Saturday. So I would say that's a very successful vlog. Yeah, so in very, very quick summary, I read, what did I read? I read How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying. I gave that 3 stars. I think that it was good. There was a few things that was missing for me. I then read Tusk Love. I finished Tusk Love. This was a reread. I knew I was going to love it. The audiobook is great. Thoroughly enjoyed that. So I gave that another 5 stars. But I knew that was going to be a 5-star because it was a reread. And then the final book that I read was Idlefire. I gave that a 4-star. I think it was really, really good. I just think there was a few things missing from it that I would have liked to have. And then, yeah, did not finish Dating and Dragons. But it's very, very cute. Look at how cute it is. There's a little mind flare and there's like dice and stickers and things, and it's real cute. Like, yeah. And that's all. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Please let me know if there's anything you want to see from me. I'm hoping to get back into filming quite soon. I think I might be able to. I think I'm starting to get headspace back to be able to do filming properly, and then I need to actually like sit down with Becca and talk about what we're going to do about editing, because I think we need to do some more communicating about that, mainly because I'm an idiot. I'm going to get told off for that. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. Let me know if you did, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye guys.